Welcome once again to Octane Mobile Gaming. The new deck is out for the next event, which starts later on today. And the news link gives us loads of information. So there's a new skill, which is Haste. It's on the deck for this week. So Haste you will start the battle with all your battle skills at maximum, which is really good. So that will make your deck basically a one-turn deck, which is not too bad. There is update about prestige bosses. There is update about earning belt, which gives you a card. I don't know if I think you get the card after the end of the event, which is El Cintio di Champiano. And this card's rarity depends on your placement in the solo leaderboard. So the higher you place, the rarer the card you will get. This card has a extra attack boost after you die and you revive. It gives your cards extra attack boost. So that's the news link for this week. Please do read the news link. There's more information. I just picked out just a few bits from the information. Let's have a look at this week's cards. We'll start first and foremost with the ultimate form. The ultimate form for this week, which is Ring Royalty. Your deck is a Beast Killer deck. And Ring Royalty, its battle skill until the end of the turn. Whenever this hero, Albalanzo, the Jaguar, or El Toro, World Champion, destroys gem. So I'm thinking Albalanzo, the Jaguar, is the Master Collection card, and El Toro will be the event card. Those would be gem destroyers. Whenever they destroy gem, this card will create the amount of power gems based on the amount of gems that those two cards destroys. Then this card will create 2 firepower gem 4s plus 1 more per 200 Beast Killer intensity. I always have a problem with the intensity requirement, and I really have a problem with the 100 intensity requirement, and this is 200 intensity, which will take you quite a bit of time to produce a full board of power gem. I think it's really too high. I think they should have left it at 100, but it is what it is. We have to just work with it. And then it will also destroy 3 non-fire gems. Charge rate is 9, the cooldown is 3. It's got a passive which is called Body Slam. So at the start of each turn, all Beast Killer hero gains a boost to their attack equal to your current percentage of HP. Now that is quite interesting. So if you have maximum HP, depending on the amount of HP you've got, your attack boost will increase based on your HP, which we know these cards have got quite high HP. So it'll be quite interesting to see the boost on the deck based on your HP tomorrow or this afternoon when the event starts. Now the second passive is a revive, which will revive your card once per battle, and you'll get a heal which is equivalent to 15,000% of hero recovery, which basically can heal you to maximum. The next passive is the one which we saw in the news link, which is called Haste, and this hero starts the battle with its battle skill fully charged. So on turn 1, you don't really have to match your gems to basically fill your battle skill. Your battle skill will be maximum, so you can just use the battle skill straight away, which is quite interesting, quite good, and I think it's quite brilliant. So this ultimate form seems quite interesting. However, even though it creates power gem based on the amount of power gem destroyed. You can't just add a power gem destroyer to the mix and expect that this card is going to create loads of power gems. It only creates power gems based on the amount of power gems that Albalanzo, the Jaguar, and El Toro destroys. No other cards, just those two. If this one actually created power gems based on the amount of non-fire gems destroyed, then you could add a number of power gem destroyers to the mix and you could fill the board with power gems. So I think that's a restriction that was specifically placed there to stop us doing that. Let's look at the Master Collection card, which is El Toro, World Champion. So this is one of your gem destroyer. It will create 4 fire power gem 4s plus 1 more per 200 beast killer intensity. Then it will destroy 3 non-fire gems. So when this card destroys 3 non-fire gems, your ultimate form will create 3 fire power gems. So this card, if you look at it in this way, then this card will destroy 3 non-fire gems and your ultimate form will create 3 fire power gem 4s. So in essence, this card can actually generate 7 fire power gems, 7 fire power gem 4, if you can look at it that way. It's got Body Slam as well. At the start of each turn, all beast killer hero gains a boost to the attack equal to your current percentage of HP. So this card increases the damage, or not the damage output, your attack. It's quite significantly. So 2 of these cards in combination with your ultimate form will give you a significant boost to your attack. So this card in essence, having 2 of these cards, are, I think 3 of these cards would probably be the right balance. So 3 Master Collection card, 1 ultra rare and 1 ultimate form would be the perfect deck. It's got the haste as well. So I think the ace is on all the cards for this deck. So let's look at our ultra rare, Ash Rising Phoenix. And your ultra rare, until the end of the turn, whenever Albalanzo, the Jaguar, El Toro, World Champion, or Ring Royalty. So Ring Royalty is your ultimate form, so you will need to use this card after your ultimate form. So your ultimate form, when you activate the battle skill, it will not create power gems based on the amount of gems it itself destroys. Only your main card and your Master Collection card, it will create power gems based on the gems destroyed by those 2 cards, not itself. But this one, however, will create power gems based on the amount of power gems that your ultimate form, Master Collection, and main card destroys. So this one, you will have to use its battle skill last. Okay, let's continue. It will create that many power gems. So it will create that amount of power gems, that based on the amount of non-fire gems that you destroyed. Free turn cooldown as well, 9 gem charge rate. It's got scripted return, which is your revive, and again, once per battle, instead of dying, you survive and heal for 15,000% of your recovery. These doesn't stack. For those of you who are new to the game, your revive don't stack. Plus your revive is it's not really blocked by flatline, but what happens is if you've got a full battle, if your battle meter is full or your battle skill is ready to use and you die, flatline will basically eliminate all your battle skill. So you'll start the battle, you'll revive, but you will not have a battle skill. You'll have to pop your battle skills again. You can't just die, revive, and use the battle skills. So that's what flatline does. It removes your battle skills, but you will revive and you will get full HP. It's got ace as well, so I think all the deck has got ace on it. So that's your ultra rare. Which card would I say this week is the MVP? I wouldn't say the ultra rare, because the ultra rare doesn't really work with other cards. It mainly works with this particular deck, because if you look at the ultra rare's battle skill, it doesn't really create any power gems. On its own, it doesn't really do much, but with the full deck, it actually does much. So it actually does quite a bit. It's almost like the card from your rainbow gem deck. The ultra rare from your rainbow gem deck doesn't really do much for any other deck but that particular deck. So let's have a look at our main card, our event card, and our support card. So this is Albalanzo the Jaguar. So Albalanzo was the main card, not the Master Collection card. El Toro was the Master Collection card. So this one will create 3 fire power gem 2s, then it will destroy 2 non-fire power gem. Quite straightforward. It's got haste on it, it doesn't do anything extra. So it's a gem destroyer, but it doesn't just destroy a lot of gem, and the amount of gems that it destroys does not increase as your intensity increase. It only destroys the same amount of non-fire gems every time its battle skill is used. So does your Master Collection card, and so does your Ultimate Form. Okay, so last but not least is our support card for this week. Otherworldly, whatever that one is. Not gonna butcher the name this week. So it will create 8 fire gems. And it's got a passive: whenever Albalanzo the Jaguar, El Toro, World Champion, or Rising Royalty destroys gems, it will heal for 3000% of your recovery. So it's a healer. It creates gems and it heals when the gem destroying battle skills are used. So it's an okay support card. It's not a brilliant support card. So the deck this week is pretty interesting. The battle skills are pretty interesting. The haste is quite nice. Is it a deck to chase after? If you've got the season coins like I do, please use your season coins, because your season coins will not carry over to the next event. This is the last event within this season, so all your season coins will be converted to what is called again, loyalty points. It will be converted to loyalty points. So if you can craft a card, you probably look to see which Master Collection or Ultra Rare would be really good to craft. I haven't really talked much about if you've got enough coins to craft one card, which card would you craft, but you can take a look in, let's see, Pass Ultimate, and you could see which one of the Pass Ultimate you would like to craft. You can't craft any of these ones anyway. These ones are ones from last year, so these ones I think packs will come out probably tomorrow for these ones, so you can go through it and see which one of these ones you can actually manage to get. But if you go into, I think it is, when the event starts, oh, I was in the right place, wasn't I? Yeah, if you go to here where it says Ultimate, then you'll see all the decks for this particular season's events. So those are all the decks for this season. So which one would I craft? I don't know. I really haven't thought much about it. This deck wasn't too bad, I would say, but based on what you're looking for, really. Because if you've got a deck and you need an extra ultra rare, you could create an ultra rare based on the deck that you've got. Or if you just need one extra card for utility, then you probably could create the best card within the season that is a brilliant utility card. However, I've got enough season coin to craft both the Master Collection and Ultra Rare. And as I said last week, I didn't want to get into this week and only be able to craft one card. I wanted to be able to craft 2 cards. And it did work out quite well for me, which I've got 86 season coins, so I can actually craft both the Master Collection and the Ultra Rare. And as you can see from my vault draw, I didn't really get anything that's useful in this event, so it was wiser for me to actually save all my season coins to actually craft this deck. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna craft the Master Collection card, El Toro. Nope, won't craft any more of that, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna craft the Ultra Rare. That's the Ultra Rare, which enables us to now get the second Master Collection card, which is a Signing Master Collection card. And last but not least, craft the Ultimate Form. So now we can go ahead and we can set up our deck. So I normally play from right to left. I activate my cards from right to left. So the card on the most left will be the card that I activate last, which will be my Ultra Rare. The next one is Ring Royalty, which will be the second to last card. The first card I'll want to activate would be my main card. So this is the main card, and then I'll put both my Master Collection card in the mix. So that's what my deck would look like. So I'll activate Albalanzo Jaguar first, then I'll activate my 2 El Toro, Ring Royalty, and last but not least, Ash Phoenix. And the reason why I've placed it that way is, as I said before, it will create power gems based on the number of power gems destroyed by Albalanzo the Jaguar, which is your main card, El Toro, which is your Master Collection card, then Ring Royalty, which is your ultimate form. It will create power gems based on those, and it's the battle skill that actually does it. It doesn't do it passively, so you will have to activate the battle skill for it to create those power gems. So it's best to activate that card last. It probably would work if you activate this card first, but I'm not really sure, so it's best to activate it last just to be certain. That's your deck for this week. It's a really interesting deck. Is it going to be a really powerful deck? I'm not sure yet, but I think it will be a very powerful deck. My assumption is based on Body Slam, which is a passive. Again, it increases the attack of your deck based on HP of your deck. So that for me tells me that this deck will be quite powerful. If you've got 3 Master Collection card, you increase your attack boost exponentially because you've got it on 4 cards: Master Collection, your 3 Master Collection, and your Ultimate Form. So Master Collection card for me this week would probably be the MVP for this deck. More Master Collection you have, the more attack boost you have, but you need to create power gems, and your deck doesn't look like you create a lot of power gems, so you probably would have to throw an extra card onto the deck that will create a bit more power gems. So tomorrow we'll look into cards that will enable your deck to actually fill the board with power gems, and then we'll see the deck in action then we look at other decks. If you haven't got the event deck, other decks that will enable you to actually do quite a bit of damage. If you've got this ultimate form, this ultimate form is actually a beast killer, and this one haven't got it in my deck. It will spawn 5 fire. It will spawn 5 fire gems. If onslaught is active, then it will spawn 5 firepower gem 4s instead. It will decrease damage as well, and it's got a passive blazing barrage. When 10 firepower gem 1s or greater are on the board, it will increase fire slayer. It will increase fire slayer attack, so it does give you attack boost. It's got a passive as well. It will cleanse 1 enemy debuff from all heroes. Plus it will create an ultimate gem, and the ultimate gems can really give your deck that bit extra boost. So it's one, if you've got it, you can add it to the deck. It will be good. Plus you double up on the skill. It gives you, I think, a 20% extra damage to your deck, so that's a good one to have. How do you get it? I don't think you can actually. I think you can get one of the cards from the Proving Ground store, either the Master Collection card or the Ultra Rare. And this is what I've been saying for months now, that I think they should change the Proving Ground store, where if you've got enough Proving Ground coins or choice coins, you can actually craft a Master Collection and the Ultra Rare rather than just being able to craft one. I think they've put it there specifically that you can't just go inside the store and craft a ultimate form, which to me it defeats the point, because you can only craft 12 cards from Proving Ground store within a year, which I don't know. Anyway, it is what it is. We'll find ways around it. So that's your deck for this week. Like, subscribe. Until tomorrow when we do our possible deck combination video. This is Actor saying peace and see you soon. Bye for now.